too seriously definitely helps them score major points too.
Right, so if I lift it, I then rule Asgard?
Yes, of course.
I will be reinstituting Prima Nocta.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
Batman is playing Galaga.
And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest superheroes and villains.
If it were any smarter to write a book that would make Ulysses look like it was written in crayon, and would read it to you.
For this list, we're taking a look at all the characters who either intentionally or unintentionally ensue hilarity.
He's my brother.
He killed 80 people in 2 days.
He's adopted.
We'll also be taking into consideration certain iterations of a character from a variety of media sources.
What the hell?
Number 10, Adam West's Batman.
Batman speaking.
Oh, hello.
Who is it?
Batman.
Before the dark and brooding version of this disturbed vigilante, he was largely identified with this eccentric interpretation. Believe it or not, there was a time when audiences didn't want to take their superhero seriously, and instead preferred the campy rendition of this well-known American actor.
And all my days are trances, and all my nightly dreams are where thy dark eye glances, and where thy footstep gleams.
Among the laughable costumes and absurd gadgetry, there was the intentionally goofy dialogue that made audiences fall in love with this version of the dynamic duo.
Confound it! The batteries are dead!
West's ability to deliver those one-liners with a straight face may be one of the most impressive feats of his whole career.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Number 9, Mojo.
I'm ruined! Ratings are up.
Being called spineless is commonly an insult. However, among the people of Mojo's race, cowardice and greed are virtues. Enter Mojo, the most over-the-top parody of pop culture and corporate greed in comic books.
You may be the champion of the arena, but I'm the undefeated master of public opinion.
Mojo, while grotesque in appearance, is the comic relief villain of the Marvel Universe.
Look at this! See this nose hair? It can act better than you! Actually, if I hold it up to the light, it looks like you in a tuxedo!
This intergalactic television producer hosts the sadistic reality television program Mojoverse, and he's always trying to capture heroes, particularly the X-Men, and use them for his show.
Nobody tunes out Mojo Vision!
Who are you? What do you want?
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get off on the wrong foot, Booby! Can we talk?
Number 8, Hawkeye.
Barton, talk to me.
You want me to slow him down, sir? Or are you sending in more guys for him to beat up?
When you're partnered on a team with a genius tech billionaire, a superhuman soldier, and a gamma-radiated green giant, you learn how to not take yourself too seriously.
Are you up for this? Are you? Look, I just need to know, because the city is flying. Okay, look, the city is flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
Hawkeye was first employed as a circus worker before being recruited into the Avengers, giving him a unique and humble background when compared to his allies.
You better call it, Coulson. 'Cause I'm starting to root for this guy.
Being one of the few superheroes who is self-aware enough to look at situations from the perspective of an everyday guy has made him sarcastic enough to rival another loudmouthed Avenger.
Apparently, MODOK's increased his range as well as his power levels. That stinks.
You said it. Forget the breath mints, Hulk. We're skipping straight to advanced showering.
I can still drop you.
Number 7, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Shakespeare in the Park? Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
It took a number of years in planning before the Marvel Cinematic Universe came to be what it is today, and this actor's portrayal of the tech genius is what jump-started it all.
I prefer the weapon you only have to fire once. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far.
Robert Downey Jr. may have adopted the comic book character's cocky attitude for the role, but the quick-witted humor is something all of his own.
Wait, you're guilt-tripping me, aren't you?
I'm cold.
I can tell. You know how I can tell? Because we're connected.
The actor's sarcastic charm has entirely changed how audiences identify with the armored superhero, as he's always reminding everyone not only of how smart he is, but how much he loves to show it off.
Turn to the right.
Wow. Yeah, I'd say most countries 5-10 years away. Hammer Industries 20.
Number 6, The Riddler.
Who the hell are you?
Just a friend. But you can call me
The Riddler.
What kind of self-obsessed monster wouldn't enjoy a good riddle or two?
You've made a mistake. He didn't steal that cross.
What?
I tell you, it belongs to him. He lent it to me for a show.
But Mr. Peel, we saw him take it from you at gunpoint.
Gunpoint?
Among all of Batman's villains, the Riddler has to be the easiest to laugh at. While he has historically been considered quite dangerous and even murderous, his sole prerogative in his criminal career is to outwit the world's greatest detective.
I know the perfect victim. I know the perfect victim. I know the perfect...
Bruce Wayne.
The millionaire head of that disgusting, do-gooding Wayne Foundation.
With over-the-top renditions such as Jim Carrey's performance in Batman Forever and Frank Gorshin's in the classic 60s series, this character doesn't expect us to take him very seriously, just his riddles. Number 5, Star-Lord.
Peter Jason Quill from Terra, raised from youth by a band of mercenaries called the Ravagers, led by Yondu Udanta.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
Traveling the many galaxies of the universe has bestowed this spry adventurer with an otherworldly sense of humor.
Drop it now!
Hey, cool, man. No problem. No problem at all.
While he may frequently get upstaged by his furry companion Rocket Raccoon in the comedy department, Peter Quill's wit stems from his extensive knowledge as a galactic Renaissance man.
The Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Hulk, Howard the Duck, Devil Dinosaur,
And?
Spider-Man?
Bottom of the list?
I don't know what to tell you, kid.
Being employed as an interplanetary policeman and later a guardian of the galaxy has seemed to give Peter a certain sense of entitlement, which he isn't afraid to express when those around him aren't aware of his many heroic deeds.
Well, on my planet, there's a legend about people like you. It's called Footloose. And in it, a great hero named Kevin Bacon. He teaches an entire city full of people with sticks up their butts that dancing, well, it's the greatest thing there is.
Number 4, Spider-Man.
You know, in the future, if you're gonna steal cars, don't dress like a car thief, man.
Behind the web-slinging, wall-crawling, and ass-kicking, it's easy to forget that Spider-Man was one of the original superheroes with a sense of humor. Marvel's departure from the stoic, no-nonsense superhero formula plays a big part of what made Spidey so endearing.
Just let me go.
Is that a knife? Is that a real knife?
Yes, it's a real knife.
My weakness, it's small knives.
Just let me go.
Anything but knives!
He's not afraid to address the chaotic mess that is a part-time vigilante's life, while also using snarky comments to antagonize his enemies.
Go ahead, take it.
While sometimes his wisecracks land him in even deeper hot water, our childhoods wouldn't have been the same without them.
Well, if it isn't a meeting of the Diamond Lovers of America. It's Spider-Man!
What? Spider-Man? Where? Where? Oh, I just get so flustered when I meet a celebrity. I just don't know what to say.
I'm going to need something to wear in a very big truck.
Number 3, the Joker.
Anything else?
I'll need some guys. Not these guys, because, well, they're kind of dead.
The Joker is the embodiment of dark comedy if there ever was one, but the most humorous representations of the character have to have rested with actors Jack Nicholson from the 1989 Batman film and Cesar Romero from the classic 60s television series.
Come, my puckish partners in plunder. Batman has been outwitted, and the fabulous jewel collection is ours.
In both of these performances, the villain was portrayed as highly outlandish and less grounded in reality, making him all the more of a spectacle on screen.
Oh, hey, the new king in town. Yeah, you know.
The iconic laugh is something that transcended all interpretations, though, and maybe one day we'll all find out what was so funny. Number 2, Deadpool.
I love this weapon more than any other thing in the whole wide world. You wanna know why? No. It's
memorable. Sure, it's a little bulky, tough to get on a plane. You whip out a couple of swords at your ex-girlfriend's wedding, they will never, ever forget it.
Where to begin? Deadpool is one of the few comic book characters that will actually acknowledge his fictional existence, making breaking the fourth wall one of his long-running gags.
Ah! So by the book! But if you're gonna go freelance, you have to learn to live a little, Spidey! Whoa! Aim for the leafy parts! Foliage is your friend!
Often referred to as the Merc with a mouth, Deadpool's whole regenerating cancer situation is so horrifying, he has to crack jokes just to get by.
Oh, motherfucker, you are hard to look at.
Like a testicle with teeth.
You look like Freddy Krueger face-fucked a topographical map of Utah.
Exactly.
Almost incapable of being serious, Wade always gets on the nerves of not only his enemies, but also anyone unfortunate enough to be partnered with him. His whole life is one sick joke, but he still knows it's better that we laugh with him than at him.
Okay. People are dead.
Before we unveil our top pick for funniest superhero or villain, here are a few honorable mentions.
Let's start this party with a bang!
Ready to go again?
Absolutely not.
Fine.
Don't just say fine and then shoot me in the chest, because it's not cool. Like at all.
Okay. Jeez.
Now picture that. But everywhere. It was everywhere. What?
The cloud has fundamentally altered our DNA.
Cool!
Number 1, The Tick.
City, it is I, the Tick, your destined defender. Show me where it hurts.
What we read in comics can sometimes be so downright ridiculous that we need this superhero parody to keep everything else grounded. Combining Superman, the Green Hornet, and Adam West's Batman, the Tick manages to be self-absorbed and innocent at the same time.
Let's use that spilt milk to put out this burning bridge. See how easy we're one big happy family at last.
He is incredibly strong and impervious to most forms of damage. However, his gullibility and sense of justice often remain his biggest weaknesses.
Wish we could be reasonable about this and discuss our differences with compromise in mind, but you've left me. Let me finish!
He's also been hit on the head so many times that he doesn't even remember his own real identity. But let's face it, that's the least of his problems. Do you agree with our list?
Oh, yeah.
What superhero or villain do you find the funniest?
It's complicated. Hey, it's complicated,
It
right?
is.
It's complicated.
For more comical top 10s published every day.
Who put the sticks up their butts?
What? No, that's just a...
That is cruel.
Just a phrase.
Be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.